Hello there.
I am the king!
What's up, Heather Sword? What's up, Ryan Milky? How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
All right, man. Episode 9. Fantastic. First initial thoughts. What do you think?
I'm still in shock, dude. I don't know. Yeah, so much. Oh, so much.
So today's been a crazy day. Got up at 6:30, drove to Detroit. I went to Motor City Con. I got to meet Damon Targaryen, aka Matt Smith. We got the autographs. I'm gonna I'll show you. I know. I sent you a short little video, but you didn't actually get to see the.
Go full screen. Go full screen so I can see it properly.
Full screen. All right, here we go.
You don't need to see me. We need to see the pop.
All right, so there it is. So we decided red. And I tried my hardest. So I don't think he was super happy that I asked him for the quote. So
I saw in the video you sent me. I could see the reaction you got. I was like, dude, well done for asking, though. I really did.
Yeah, I know. I felt like he was maybe a little mad. Not mad, but like this dude. So here's the thing. So his line was so long, and they were way behind. The con closed at 5. I didn't even get out of it at 5:45. So they were staying way over. They actually had a special ticketed panel. I guess they were doing it at 6. I have no idea what time they actually went on. So, but I had to get the quote, man, from last week.
He can keep his tongue. Yes. So I asked you earlier on in a text message. I was like, dude, what did you get into see? And you didn't tell me. I was like, he's blanking me.
I didn't respond.
I know. I knew you were going to tell me later today.
But so there's yours.
Oh,
so
yes.
They came out really, really good. So I did ask him to put the character names on there. I wasn't sure if he was going to, but yeah.
Yeah, I love it, and I want it in one of those. If you can get me one of those things that you've got yours in, we'll sort it out.
Yeah, I got one right next to me, so yeah, I'll put it in.
Fantastic.
And then I also met Karen Gillan, who plays Nebula. So
Karen Gillan, nice. Oh yeah, because they had a Doctor Who meetup, didn't they?
Yeah. Both very, very nice people, that's for sure. And then I was able to take photos with them. I have digital copies, but right now they're not uploaded yet. But the one with Matt Smith is pretty badass. So I don't know if you see that right there.
Oh, sick.
I got the. And let me turn the thing down a little bit. There we go. I might be better.
Sick.
So there it is. Really, really nice guy. I'm getting some glare. That's why.
Yeah, no, I can see it. Yeah. That's amazing.
All right. And then so that was pretty cool. Really, really nice guy. And then that's the one with Karen.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Super nice. Dude, she's tall, man. She's taller than me. I don't know what kind of shoes she was wearing. I mean, it's it happened so quick. But yeah, they were both super nice. It was well worth the drive and everything. So but yeah, it was pretty cool.
Cool.
What's up, chat? We got what do we got here? We have Christina Payne in the house. Fidel, what's up, my man? So Fidel, we actually hooked up on Facebook, and we were helping each other get San Diego Comic-Con tickets this past Saturday, which was a complete shit show. But long story short, we ended up getting him. So he's a new subscriber and a new friend, and I can't wait to hang out with him at SDCC. It's gonna be awesome.
Welcome to the crew, Fidel. Make sure you can keep your head on.
That's right. You always gotta keep your heads on,
Yeah, definitely. So, dude, before we get into this, I just want to say thank you for your friendship. Thank you for everything that you did. What you did today. I woke up today and you'd messaged me, and I knew what today was. Obviously, it's been on my mind because you told me about it for a while.
Yeah.
And you were messaging me pictures, and I've just had a great day, like waiting for your updates and following your Instagram and stuff like that. So if you're not following Headless Ned Stark guys in the chat, please make sure you're following his channel. And it's been crazy because I even watched the Gasselcast today, so I don't want to spoil it for you. But have you seen the documentary video yet that they dropped?
I've actually watched most of it. And yeah, I know my wife texted me earlier saying that they gave me a shout out and stuff. So that was pretty.
So
cool.
I paused it at the point, and I was going to take a picture and send it to you, but then I thought, no, what if I'm spoiling it for him and he wants to watch it himself? So I didn't send it to you. But yeah, you were in that. So you've basically been a central central focus of my day today, which has been pretty cool. And then I get to come and talk with you at the end of the night.
Oh, that's funny, man.
So yeah, it's been good.
Yeah. So here I'm gonna let's see if I can figure this out really quick. So I'm gonna present really quick, and I'm gonna share my screen, and I'm going to show the little video I have. So let me pop over here really quick. All right, so I got it right here. So this is what I sent you earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Lily was gonna come on, and because I know I don't know if I sent her this one, because she's like a huge fan. But so here's me getting the autograph. I had my buddy kind of like hide his phone the best he could. Yeah, he almost with the black. I'm like, no.
Good, man. Yeah, same thing.
Just knowing that I physically have seen him sign the box that I'm going to get is amazing. Just the fact that you got that video. That's sick.
See, I even turned the other box too, and I could tell he wasn't like super happy, but
yeah.
You're paying quite a bit of money for this, you know. So yeah, that was cool.
So was this after you'd had a photograph with him?
That was after the photo, yes.
Okay.
And then so I did a change. I brought a change of clothes with me too because that way. So I brought a change of clothes because I wanted to wear two different outfits. So this is like the shirt I wore with him, and then I had my Nebula shirt with Karen. So, but yeah, so it was cool. It was like I said, they have to understand too that people are paying a lot of money for these autographs. Like like when I met Ewan McGregor, it literally was like a conveyor belt. Like you barely could even say anything to him. And I think I ended up getting. I think I got 3 or 4 autographs, and so I was actually in front of him for a couple seconds. But like, dude, he's just like, whoosh, whoosh. I mean, his autograph was like a scribble. But like, hey, at least he's consistent with it. But yeah, Matt was really nice though. So I hope I didn't offend him. So Matt, if you're watching this, Matt Smith, I apologize, but I'm so happy that you put the quote on it. So, all right, let's see. All right, man. So let's break this down. So for me, this was a slow burner. I mean, we got a lot of dialogue. We got a lot of, it was almost like a cat and mouse type game. And you can kind of see that maybe all things in Team Hightower maybe are not as peachy as we believe it is. So that was an interesting little thing they did there between Otto and Alicent. I thought that was a pretty cool, different dynamic. Especially what we see in the kind of in the beginning of the episode when they after we see that Viserys is dead, and we then kind of move toward like the first little announcements. I thought it was interesting too. I mean, we'll get to this, but like knowing that they locked up Rhaenyra, knowing that she was just going to go tell Rhaenyra right away. I thought that was really, really interesting in that locking her in and. That eventually comes back at the end of the episode, but yeah. So the pretty much the first scene I think we kind of went into was the small council, and they're trying to figure out, all right, what are we doing next? And so your thoughts on the whole little back plan that Otto and the council had, and that Alicent had no idea what was going on.
So just before we get to the small council scene, I want to make a massive shout out to Ramin Djawadi, the music composer, because this episode was heavy on music for Game of Thrones, and I love that kind of stuff. I listen to it when I'm in bed and stuff like that. So the opening scene was amazing. It had me hooked instantly because the music was playing, and we know when this kind of stuff's happening, something's important is going to happen. And I don't know, last week I thought Alicent was evil. This week, not so much. It's all Otto. Otto did all this, not Alicent. She was like, he did say it to me, but it was only me that heard it, and then Otto jumped on the fact, didn't he? So to fast forward to the small council scene, it was a little bit like, what's going on? We've seen all this stuff in the trailers last couple of weeks. Some of the shots that we got given in this beginning scene were from the trailer from last week. And some things they've committed to in the show. Like, you don't see Lord Beasley die in the book. You don't read of it. So you know that.
You assume he's dead in the book, or is he just
So
not a character?
I did take a so in the book, obviously, as we've already mentioned, it's a recollection of 3 different accounts if you count Mushroom. You know, there's the Grand Maester, and then there's some others. So according to Grand Maester Orwell, who was present in the chamber, Sir Otto Hightower, the king of the Hand of the King, had Lyman arrested and sent to the Black Cells, where he eventually died of chill. In contrast, Septon Euston claimed that Sir Crispin Cole, the Lord Commander of the Knights Guard, slit Lyman's throat with the dagger. According to Mushroom, he alleges that Crispin instead tossed Lyman from a window onto the spikes of Maegor's Holdfast Moat. Euston and Mushroom were not present, however. Lyman was succeeded as Master of Coin by Sir Lyon Lannister. So yeah, there's 3 different real accounts in the book as to what happened with him.
That's really interesting. Yeah, I mean that's definitely the nice thing about the book, is you get those different views. Where in the show, it's kind of like we're just getting one view of it, I guess, one vision.
Yeah, I don't think they would have been able to pull off giving us 3 views of something.
Yeah, that would have been way too hard. But yeah, that's interesting. And then like you mentioned, like it's not even the way he died in the show, so they totally changed it. But they do for dramatic, parts and all that kind of dramatic scenes, and just the way this we have to do for TV too, to keep the audience interested.
So I think the one that they're going to go with in the show is the Otto arrested him and put him in the cells, and then he died in the cells. I think that's what they'll go with in the show, so that it doesn't look bad on the Hightowers.
So was he not the one hanging from? Who was the one hanging that we saw later in the episode? Was that the guy who was trying to he didn't really want to bend the knee, then he kind of tried to get out of there? Was that him?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I figured. I wasn't sure who it was, and that makes more sense then. Because originally I'm like, wait, is that the guy that they killed, that Crispin Cole killed? But then I'm thinking, wait, that doesn't really make sense.
And obviously, I do my research between now and when I go live. So when I go live, I'll have that shot of them all in that room, and I'll try and mark who everyone is in the room, what house they're from, because the clothes tell you where they're from. Yeah,
and I like the little mention of they wanted to bring in the Lannister guards, so you can kind of see it kind of moving toward the Lannisters helping.
Did you also hear that she said I'll send you to the wall? I thought it was nice. Yep.
Yeah, they said that a couple times actually already in the show. I think I caught that they mentioned the wall. I don't know if we're going to see it in this series. I'd be cool to get a little snippet, but I know you. Yeah, so I don't want to know any spoilers for that part.
No, I'm not going to tell you any.
Yeah, so and then so we have that, and then so you can see. So like you said, Allison definitely kind of turned a little bit for me on this episode. I'm kind of liking her again. Where I went a few episodes with really not liking her character, but you can kind of see it has been Otto the whole time, and I know I've kind of said that a couple times in different lives. Otto really is the one who's kind of playing the game the best right now. I'm at the end of the episode. Well, we'll get to that, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I think she played the role of the mother in this episode, and I think that might have been literally from the script. Like, this episode, you are the mother, because she seemed to be nonchalant about the throne,
Right. Yeah,
and all this kind of stuff. So I don't know. She definitely did change. Her opinion on me did change in this episode, especially when we get to it later on at one of the last scenes. And she stands in front. She stands in front of everybody, and it's pretty badass. So I like her, but yeah. I'm a little bit disappointed that we didn't get to see the black side of the story. We didn't see Rhaenyra, we didn't see Daemon, we didn't see anybody of that in this episode. But the episode was called The Green Council, so
we didn't get to see anything, and it wasn't the ending was awesome, but it wasn't that typical big Game of Thrones episode 9 episode. So I'm not sure what we're going to be in for in episode 10. We definitely got. I don't. You probably didn't watch the trailer, but there's definitely some dragons in there. I kind of thought that was going to happen in this episode, but it makes sense what they're doing. They you got to have the conflict build, and that's what they definitely did with this. And it's interesting how they show Aegon in this episode. Like, it's just so weird. It's weird to me that like this kid doesn't want to do it. He's almost forcing him to do it. And then, like I said, half the episode is them just trying to go find him, where trying to figure out where he is.
Yeah,
and
we
then
get a lot of good dialogue, don't we, from One-Eyed Aemon and Sir Kristen, and this is the one episode in 9 episodes where Kristen Cole looks different.
Yeah,
like he's looked the same for 9 episodes, and now this one they've actually given him a wardrobe change. They've actually given him something to do. I like it.
Yeah, finally, right? I mean, it's taken 8.5 episodes for him to finally like do something besides Rhaenyra.
Mm-hmm. And technically, she did him, so
that's true. But so
I was just going through the episode then, just trying to relog my memory, and I can see that the king, no, not the king, Kristen Cole and Aemon are at the door knocking, and the young lady says to them that they're not here because they're looking for Aegon, aren't they?
Yeah.
And she says they're not here, and he's probably going to be somewhere more established. He's not going to be at a place like this, which was pretty thing. And I got a weird vibe from her when she was like, "Oh, how grown you are," when she was talking to Aemon One-Eye.
Yeah, that was a little creepy.
I was like, "Have you been sleeping with this dude when he was a kid? What did you just admit to?"
Right. Yeah, that was pretty creepy, but
yeah, very weird.
And then we find Aegon. So finally, we find out that there are little birds, just like Varys had, and Otto's got all these little birds around, and so he basically figured out that he was actually in the like we've seen that room before. Was that like where is it?
It's the room where Rhaenyra and Alicent were.
Yeah, I think like so.
Talking about.
Is it under the right keep then? Was he there the whole time? Is that where that room is? I was trying to figure out where that room was.
I'm not sure where it is. It's the prayer room that Alicent and Thingy go to in episode 2, I think.
I mean, I would imagine that'd be under the right keep or something.
Yeah. But you got to remember how Otto how we found him. We didn't just find him. Otto had to bargain with the White Worm, Mizorio.
Right.
She had all the information. She said, "I know where he is." I'm just going to say it. I hate her accent in this show. It doesn't fit.
Is this the first time we've seen her?
No, she's the woman, the Damon's prostitute friend, who he couldn't get it up with. The one that paid the boy.
The one from like the couple of the first episodes.
Yeah.
What's her real name then?
Nazario.
So it's so funny, man, because like I didn't even recognize her because she looked to me. She looks a lot different.
Yeah.
So that was her. Okay. So now
they have gone 20 years from the start of the show to where we are today. Right. So.
Yeah.
So so her looking different would make sense, but some of the other characters don't look different. It's hard, and maybe they'll be able to hash that out in season 2.
Because that's the same actress, isn't it?
Yeah, it is the same actress. Yeah, I just can't stand her accent.
Yeah, it's just weird because like, okay, so she couldn't have been that old in episode 1, and now we're in episode 9. Like she doesn't look like she aged today. Maybe got a haircut.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because she said to Otto, didn't she? She said, "If you're going to put your grandson on the throne, I'm going to bargain with you. I want you to stop all the children from being used in the cities because it's disgusting." And I genuinely thought that when I saw the scene with them fighting. I was like, have the directors of this show got a thing for torturing children? Like, it's been going on all season.
Yeah.
It's
kind of crazy. They were mentioning how they sharpen up their teeth and their nails and
but props to the writers and stuff, because they could have just gone with torture and violent deaths like we had in Game of Thrones, but they didn't. They went with torture for children, which is something different in this genre. It's something different in this world for us all to see. So
was that so that's not in the books then?
Yeah, that is in the books. Yeah.
Oh, it is in the books too. Okay.
Yeah. It's just not in Game of Thrones. They don't have so much child murders in Game of Thrones, do they?
Right. And then let's see. So they end up paying her off, and then she says something like, "I'm only doing it for bringing Otto to me," and then poof, Otto's there, which is a little weird, but it is what it is. He just kind of shows up in the next scene. So they pay her off, and then they find him and kind of drag him out, and then so we were talking backstage before the live. So we have Eric and Eric. So Eric with an E and Eric with an A. So they were sent by Otto to go find Aegon, and so this was strange because one Eric with the E seems like he was all gung ho for Otto, and the other Eric, the brother, he was a little more laid back and didn't seem like he cared that much about finding Aegon. Still, weird thoughts on that.
Well, I think they're building, aren't they? For one's on one side, one's on the other. You know, we've got a predominant fight between two major families and two major sides, and I think that the direction that the show might be going is they've brought twin brothers on, not and then they're going to maybe have a conflict between them, because it does seem like one is more regal, more guarded in his duty, and the other one seems to be more of a back alley assassin kind of guy. One's like Kristen Cole, and then one's like, I don't know, Bronn. It feels like that,
Yeah, and then we forgot to mention. I'm trying to think when this happened in the episode. It's sometimes it's like you said, it's hard because I didn't really take many notes because there was so much dialogue. I didn't want to miss something. But is it? Oh my gosh, what's his name? The guy who's walking around with the cane. I was talking to
Solaris Strong.
Solaris, yeah. So he was there, dude. So that was a weird scene when he's in there and she's like taking off her stockings. I'm like, what is going on? So I mean, it was always obvious that he had a thing for her. But that was
they have a thing for each other.
You think so?
I think so. Yeah. I know that she seemed to be repulsed by him on that boat, but
right,
that there was 6 years between that episode to the next one, and we haven't had much conversation between the two of them. We had any explanation, but we did have the scene with Otto and Laris in the room, and Otto said to him, "I see you've been getting closer to the Queen," and it stopped him in his tracks, just as he was out of the shadow, if you noticed as well, which was a fantastic shot. And then he steps back into the shadow of interrogation and all that, and I think he admits to him, whatever I'm doing with your daughter can benefit you in the end.
See, again, when he was talking to Otto, it's hard. Sometimes I'm still kind of torn on whose side he's actually on. I mean, I want to still say he's on Alice. Yeah,
I think he's on his own side.
You think he's just playing both of them?
Yeah, I think he's playing everybody. He's the little finger of the show. He's playing everybody.
Yeah, because it was going back and forth a little bit on this episode, and I kept thinking, okay, maybe he is with Otto, but then he has that weird scene with Alicent, and I'm like, well, maybe he is with her still. I don't know, but
I think he's with her because he wasn't locked up. Everybody else was locked up. Even Rhaenys was locked up. The maids were locked up, and he was roaming free in the halls. Like, why aren't you locked up?
So they
go back and tell Rhaenyra.
So they locked up all the maids because they thought they were going to go try to contact Rhaenyra. Isn't that why they locked them up?
And so they don't go tell people outside.
Because they didn't want anyone to know until they were raised.
Because if you notice at the very beginning when Talia is lighting the candles in the window, if you go back and watch that shot again, do you see the crow flying across?
Oh, so mega messages are being sent already.
So somebody got a crow out, and you can see it fly. There's just one solo crow that flies in the dark sky, and you can see it go across the screen.
Yeah.
So somebody's got the message out. Otto, to me, he's playing everyone to his advantage for power.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Otto's definitely, he's the one playing right now because I think he's the number one player right now. He's just playing everyone, and it's so strange because like he really has no true claim at all himself. I mean, he's got his grandkids, or not his grandkids, but his well, yeah, I guess it would be his grandkids. But like it's weird. Like, where is that coming from? Like, why is Otto so power hungry? Like, what? I mean, what do you think? Like, why is he so power hungry?
History doesn't remember names; it remembers blood. Or is it the other way around?
Is that what he said? That's right. He did say that.
Well, I don't know if he said that, but Corlys said that, and they're the same character. They're both grandfathers wanting their blood to be on the throne. So It's just about power. It's just about having your blood on the throne, you know?
Well, and then we did get a mention of Corlys today, so that was nice. And we still haven't seen him in like 3 or 4 episodes, but apparently he's still alive. And it's been so Rhaenyra hasn't even seen her in 6 years. So I mean, it's weird. It's just to me that's strange. I don't know. I mean, is that what happens in the book? He's just gone for that long?
No, it's not. He doesn't even get attacked in the book. He just gets fever at sea and then comes back. And then I'm not going to tell you anymore.
Yeah. It's for me. It'd be interesting to see if he's even back next episode. I feel like he's being underused a little bit. But
if I could give a prediction for the next episode, the last episode as well, which is horrible to say.
Well, your prediction for this episode was wrong. You said 3 major deaths.
Yeah, we got.
I feel like there was a half.
Yeah, we got one.
Like, wait, is he counted as a major death? I'm like, I don't even know his name.
Because it's hard to know where they stop with the episode.
Yeah, I got you, man. I got you.
Yeah. But where was I go? My prediction for next week is they may leave Corlys as a teaser for season 2.
Okay. So we may be
imagine all the shit happens and everything goes down, and then it's dying down towards the end of the episode, and then we just see Laenor on a beach, and his dad is over the other side of the water on a boat, and they lock eyes, and then end the episode.
So is that what he's doing? Is trying to find us? No, trying to find.
I don't know. No, he's ill. He's ill. I don't know what's going on with him. I'm just saying that's my prediction as to could be a good ending.
So him saying, "Wait, he is alive." Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Make you want to watch season 2? You'd be like, "Oh, we're going to find out about Laenor next year." You know?
Yeah. Next week. I need to see some Dragon on Dragon or something. I mean, I don't know if we're going to get that. It might be a little early for that yet, but
it may be a little bit too early for that. But you might get it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Right, so
Larry Strong. We were at Larry Strong, weren't we?
Yeah. So we finally got Aegon, and then again that was pretty long. That took a while. That was like about half the episode. Them trying to track him down. And then we have Christian Cole besting Eric with an E. Interesting that he just didn't kill him, but I guess yeah. Well, you know what the other cool scene that we skipped when we were in the small council, we had the what's the older Kingsguard? What's his name?
Sir Harland Westerling.
Sir Holland. So he
Harold Westerling. Sorry,
Harold. Okay. So he basically he's like I quit, and so there's a new king. So that was kind of cool. But boy, oh boy, man, he disrespected. You know, it's crazy that they just these people in royalty to just disrespect these guys who've been so loyal. It reminded me of Sir Barristan. You know how it
exactly.
It just reminded me of that exactly.
Yeah, they're two very contrasting characters and very similar in the same sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he was like, I'm not having any of this. I love his Scottish accent, you know.
Yeah.
Makes it feel closer to home to me. I'm not Scottish, but I live in Scotland, so I'm around that accent all day, so it's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I like him too. We'll see what happens with that. You know, now that we do have a new king, which will lead us into the next section where Aegon was like a whiny little baby, and all of a sudden, you know, then he gets the knife in the carriage from Alicent, and I think he likes that. It was it's cool once again to see the dagger.
Did you hear him say to his mother, "Do you love me?"
Yeah, and then she
called him an imbecile.
Imbecile, yeah, it's like, you imbecile. Oh, I don't know.
He's a twisted boy, isn't he? He's a very twisted and tormented boy.
I mean, I guess if you were married to your sister, you probably would be. I still find that very.
We'll get onto those scenes because I noticed some stuff with that.
Yeah. Well, we can probably back it up a little bit then before we get to the actual ending. I probably have skipped something here, but yeah, we can go back to the scene with.
Yeah, we've missed quite a bit with Rhaenys and Alicent.
Yeah, Rain. Yeah. So let's bounce back to what's her face? Not Rhaenys.
Alicent.
Well, we talked about Alicent. Well, we had the conversation between Alicent and Otto. Let's talk about that. Kind of jumping around a little bit, chat. Sorry about that. It's sometimes
it's expected though. We literally just come off the show, and it's all coming back to us as we're talking about it. So
yeah, that's why we do the live on Ryan's channel tomorrow with the PowerPoint in the slideshow, and it's
we break it down as it comes.
This is like a first reactions.
Exactly. This is our raw reactions. This is where you get the best stuff.
That's right.
I'm just skipping through the episode then because the brothers find. So we get to find out this week that the king, the now King Aegon, has got many bastards, many children.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, that little boy just sat there in the corner.
I know. Like, my gosh, how many of those kids are running around?
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be kind of obvious.
I do have it in the background, and I'm not probably going to share it because I got kicked off YouTube the other day because sharing something, so I'm not going to do it on your channel. But we got the little kid, and then we skip to the next scene where the old man is trying to escape. So he bent the knee in the room because he obviously knew he was going to be killed. Because Otto had told all the lords, you now have to, and he emphasized, you have to, you have to bend the knee to the new king, you have to do what I say, and all this. And I was like, Otto, who are you? Like, come on, dude, what's going on? How have you got all this power? I don't know, it's crazy. Yeah, what do you think about it? What do you think about all the possibility of many bastards running around?
I mean, again, it kind of reminds me a little bit of, when they go around trying to kill all the bastards of Robert Baratheon. So that kind of reminds me of that a little bit. It's just, it's just strange. Like, he just seems like, I know he's probably supposed to be in his, I guess, 20s, right? Or close to it, at least at this point. And that's the thing too. He's like already been married for like how many years? How many? Because he has, is it? Did we establish this last week? How many kids does he have with
Helena?
With Helena, is it two? Is it two?
Yeah, they have Jaehaerys and Jaehaera. So
Jaehaerys and Jaehaera. So we have two. So who knows how many bastards are running around? I'm assuming there's several. So I don't know how that's going to play later. If it's going to end up being similar to like with Robert, when Robert died, then they had to go around killing all the bastards so Joffrey could get the throne. So I don't know if that's something like that's going to happen with this later down the road. But but then again, then you can see Aemond. He's like, you don't want it. I'm the next in line. Maybe I should just take it. I kind of like that. I'm kind of digging that kid's darkness. He's got some darkness in him. And but he's a really good character too, though.
Yeah, I'll literally pause it on that scene here now. I've got it up on the screen, and it says, he says, Aegon has his secrets, and he's like, well, I'm next in line, and when they come looking for me, I want to be found. I was a great line. He's like, you've got one king that doesn't want to be it, and then this dude that is next in line technically, and he wants to be it. So right. Yeah, definitely like Aemon. I love him. I think he's my favorite character. I said that last week. He became my favorite character last week, and this week he continues to be. Yeah,
and I like how they also showed his eye a little bit more today, today in the episode. Like, you really got to see the scar. Like, it's still there. After again, how many years we've talked? Like, this is like 6 years then after that happened.
Yeah, this is a night. Yeah, today's episode is just one night after last week, so we're just 6 years forward.
So it's 6 years after he got the eye removed or whatever. So
yeah, and I might be wrong in my statement here, but what episode did Robert die in? Was it 8? Robert Baratheon?
Oh, Robert.
Did he die in 8 and then Ned in 9? It
was 7 or 8. And it's funny, I just watched it too.
I wonder if there is a connection with Viserys and Robert. Did they kill both kings in the same episode of the show?
Do you have actually? I can pull up the episode names because isn't the one episode in Game of Thrones something called like The Great Hunt? Because it's the episode after that he dies.
Yeah. I have them on my PC, but they're not named. They're just episode 1 to 10. Episode 1 to 10.
I got it right here.
Cool. I was going to see if anybody in the chat had that information. So Fidel says in the chat that feels like Eamon is plotting something. Lol. Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing something. So the pointy end. 7 is you win or you die. 6 is the golden crown. Yeah, he might have died at the beginning of like episode 8, because then he has, but maybe it is 7, because then he gets stabbed by Jamie, or Jamie's man. Is that all in the same episode, or is that? I would have to go through.
I'd have to go back and check. Yeah, I'm just trying to make that connection in my head. And maybe they did that.
I feel like it was 7, because then in 8 he gets captured.
Okay.
Because he's locked up for 1 episode before they take him in 9. So it probably is 7. He probably dies. So maybe yeah, it probably is 7. But
okay.
Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, I see what you're saying. That is a neat little connection.
Mm-hmm. Sorry to take it off track a little bit. So yeah, we have Eamon feeling like he wants to have power, and then we skip through to the 2 boys trying to look for the king. And I feel like
Eamon. I wouldn't put it behind him for him to kill Aegon at some point.
Yeah, I thought that.
And then that starts a whole another part of the war, because now you're like, okay, well then it's got to be Aegon's son, which I guess right now they're still pretty young, so they would probably need somebody to step into that spot. It just makes it makes a little more conflict in that immediate family then too. So, but that was I was kind of thinking that this episode. I don't know. I don't know. It's funny too, because so at the end, I want to go back to episode 8 really quick. The very end. So Viserys thought he was talking to Rhaenyra, right? Isn't that what we think?
Yeah, he was continuing the conversation that he had earlier on in the evening.
And he was saying about Aegon. He didn't mean that he wanted Aegon to be the king, right?
Right. He was just talking about Aegon's prophecy.
His prophecy. And then what was he expecting Rhaenyra to do? I guess that's my question after seeing this episode.
Because Rhaenyra asked him earlier in the episode, do you believe in the Song of Ice and Fire? Do you believe in the prophecy? Do you believe that a Targaryen will stop the fight between the White Walkers? That's what she asked him. And then he didn't get an answer to it. And then later on, when Alicent was there, he was saying, yes, it's Aegon's promise. It's what needs to happen. Okay. He was answering her, you need to be on the throne. It's down to you. He was saying, because when he said to Alicent, this is all down to you, she took it was as her, but he was actually talking to Rhaenyra. Okay.
And then, so he thought he was continuing his conversation with Rhaenyra.
Yes.
And Alicent just was like, what? Where did this all come from?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I was trying to remember that when things started happening in this episode, I'm like, wait a minute, I knew he didn't know he was talking to Alicent, but then I guess part of me kept thinking like he wanted Rhaenyra to kill Aegon, but that doesn't make sense now, because if you rewatch at the end of episode 8, they pan out to that knife, and I was like, well, why are they panning out to this knife right now?
Because that's the prophecy.
Because that was the prophecy. Oh, okay. All right.
The knife is the symbol of the prophecy in this show. It's the only thing that connects visually to Game of Thrones.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. You know what? Like I said, I think this is the one episode 8. I did not get to watch twice. This is like the one episode I've missed. It was a crazy week. After coming back from New York Comic Con, and then
you weren't even live last week, were you? So
I wasn't, and I was gone all day today, and so it was crazy. But
no, dude, it's understandable. That's why I'm here. I've watched episode 8 probably 7 times this week.
Oh, yeah, nice.
But I've also watched every single interview with Viserys that he's been on this week. He has confirmed things that we said last week, how when he was walking through the King's Hall towards the chair, and he looked at Rhaenyra in the light, he confirmed in an interview that he was actually seeing Emma, his wife, at that point. Okay. And he confirmed in his deathbed he was talking to Rhaenyra, and he also confirmed his last words were to Emma, my love.
Yep. Yeah.
he confirmed all that, and yeah, it's just been brilliant listening to him. And I have actually reached out to the dude on Instagram, and he hasn't read it yet, but I'm gonna try so hard.
So it's funny you say that because I don't know I was gonna message you. I don't know how I didn't message you this, but I actually reached out to 2 people last week as well, and
Awesome.
I have not heard anything.
We'll just keep doing it. Let's just keep doing it. You met Matt Smith today. You could probably message that dude.
Man, I'm the one who wants to quote. Now I want you for an interview.
You were the one of 7,000 people today that wanted a quote, but yeah, which one were you?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I had messaged on Instagram. I messaged Millie and I messaged Emily Carey. So I messaged both of them.
Nice. Well, yeah. I'm going to message some more tonight. So
what'd you say?
Keep. I'm going to message some more tonight. So you keep doing it. I'm going to message Alison, Olivia Cook, and I'm going to message Otto.
Okay. Yeah, it says sent. I don't know what it means. Like you tell me they like don't ever click it. Like I don't know. It's just I wonder what has to happen for it to actually say seen. Like are they actually not seeing it, or are they just not clicking like to respond, or it's weird.
Yeah, it may be in the request section. It may not even be seen by them. They might have a social media representative person that does
and that's
it for
what I'm
them.
saying. I highly doubt these people use their own.
I am going to go one step further, and I'm going to look for the agency that hire these people, and I'm going to contact the agency and see if there's a price to get somebody to come on, and I'll figure something out. We'll try and get something for next season. I
tried doing that with Ashley Eckstein back in March. Yeah, the price was outrageous.
Yeah, I'm sure they will be, but it'd be nice even to just do a video on it just to see what it's like to get somebody like that on a show.
Yeah. He basically he's like 10 minutes. He's like, you don't want to know. I'm like, well, I kind of do. And he told me, I'm like, okay. I'm like, yeah, no, but it would be great, But anyways.
Yeah, so let's get back into the episode. So I've cut this a scene here. I don't mean to run your show for you, but
no, you got it, man. Go ahead, dude.
Yeah, I've got it paused at this scene here where Alicent is looking over Viserys' body that's embalmed. It's got the king's crown lying on him.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very poignant scene because later on in the episode, it's a different crown that's used.
On Aegon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's almost like they're getting rid of that one, and that means that normal though. Like for kings,
that's book canon. That's book canon. That Aegon doesn't get Viserys' crown. Something happens with Viserys' crown that we'll find out later.
Yeah. Now I'm curious to see too. Are we going to? Because basically the last 2 episodes, for the most part, have taken place over like just a couple days, if that. And so I'm curious to see, are we going to see like the funeral of Viserys next episode? I mean, we had the funeral for the one that got burnt to a crisp. I can't remember her name right now, but it's
Lena.
Lena. I feel like I'm like, well, we better see something for Viserys then. So what do you?
Well, I don't know if we will, because Alicent came into the room, which will lead us on to the next scene where Alicent comes into the room and talks to Rhaenys and says, "I apologize for the lack of ceremony." She doesn't even say the king's dead. She just says, "I apologize for the lack of ceremony," and then Rhaenys understands what that means. So I don't think we're going to get a funeral for Viserys.
Wow, it's kind of strange.
Because they're hiding it.
Yeah. But I mean, there's a new king now too, so now people know. I mean, they did announce it at the end of the episode that the king is dead.
But announcing it and having proof of it, they could have just locked him up. They could have just locked the old frail guy up down in the dungeon. And for all Rhaenyra knows, he's not dead. She's,
so
so
you think they're hiding? You're trying to hide it still, so Rhaenyra doesn't know. Yeah, but
because he tried to close the gates. He tried to lock the dragon in. Still, he tried to lock. At the end of the episode, they tried to close the gates so that they couldn't get away and go and tell. So they were still trying to hide it, even though the deed was already done. He was already king.
Well, now that Rhaenyra is broken out, I mean, now what?
Rhaenys,
don't think they'll do anything?
I don't know. Maybe it's a spoiler, so I can't tell you. Yeah,
right. I know you know too much information. That's the problem.
I do.
It's hard for you to ask questions.
So I'm just skipping through the episode, and she's talking to Rhaenys, and Rhaenys is like, "Have you never seen yourself on the Iron Throne?" Because she says a line to her where, "We advise the men of the throne. We keep them from destroying the families and doing all this stuff. We advise them to do good stuff. And then she whispers into her ear, Rhaenys whispers to Alicent, have you ever saw yourself on the throne? Because there's clearly different power balances going on between those two.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because in the earlier episodes, I thought Alicent wanted to possibly do that, to be on the throne, and I don't know if I feel like that anymore. I don't know if she
not this
cares.
episode.
She's more concerned, I think, with just keeping it in her family, and I don't know how much that is of Otto, in her ear, but I mean, obviously Aegon is a mess, and still push to have him on there is, that kind of shows me what that she doesn't care about doing it herself.
Yeah, because you just made me smile inside because you said something whilst I was thinking of something else. So from episodes 1 to 8, I've had Cersei vibes from Alicent all the way through. And then as I was thinking of that in my head, you said keeping it in the family. So that's what made me smile, because Cersei definitely kept it in the family.
Yeah.
And then this episode, I said at the beginning, she was playing the mother role this episode. And I got that a very, very much. Like, she's realised, oh, crap, this is about to go down. She's lost all the power that she had because she was still Viserys' connection.
Right.
And now Viserys is gone, she's no longer connected. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. I liked her in this episode, especially at the end.
Yeah, I definitely think that I'm just really, it's just like, because her character, I just feel like is like on a roller coaster throughout the whole season. I really liked her in the beginning, and then started going down, and then I kind of liked her again, and then now she's going back down, and then now she's back up again. It's just she's all over the place. And
most of the best Game of Thrones characters are that, Theon.
They are. And
is
now
that, is that to a T.
And I'm really curious to see if something does happen to Aegon, which I personally think something is going to happen. Just the way the show has been being run so far, I think something will happen to Aegon, and I think, is that going to be enough for her to be like, you know what, I'm going to go back to be with my best friend Rhaenyra. I'll be curious to see if it's going to be Alicent versus Otto at some point.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Fidel says in the chat, kept it in the family, laughing my ass off.
Yes. He always kept it in the family, that's for sure.
So we're going to skip through till we get the Massario scene. We find Aegon.
Yep.
We've already spoke about this. We spoke about Larys having a weird obsession with her feet.
Oh, that was so weird.
It might be because, maybe I'm thinking into this too much, but he's a clubfoot. He hasn't got two normal-looking feet. So looking down at somebody else's decent feet might be like, oh.
I was kind of thinking that too, because, they definitely made him limp in there. So here's the other question I have. And again, if we're going to spoilers here, then don't say anything. But is there something up with this cane? Why do they always show the top of that cane? I feel like there's something going on, and I can't figure it out.
So in the book, there is only one chapter on Larys, and it's completely written away from the storyline. So it's George R.R. Martin that has a little chapter in the book, and it says how Larys is this weird, conniving dude, and he kind of leaves it like, oh, I wonder what he might do, and that's it.
And that's how you get the whole book?
Pretty much. You hear of him in rooms and around stuff.
Wow.
But you don't get much from him. So the show have completely run with this dude. So to answer your question on the cane, I have no idea.
Okay. I just feel like every single time we see him, they show that top of that cane every single time.
I think it's just them trying to drill into us another house. You know how we get the Targaryen sigil, we get the Stark sigil.
Yep.
It's the butterfly. It's the firefly. It's just another one of those so they can sell T-shirts, sell merch, that's probably what it is.
Yeah. What's up, Andrew? How you doing?
Andrew. So yeah, that's what I think. And then we're going to skip through and keep going.
So I think
everybody is now heading to the Dragon Pit.
Yeah, no. So we see Rhaenyra before we get to the Dragon Pit. We see Rhaenyra's. So is that Eric with an A that comes and gets her?
No, Eric with an E.
Eric with an A, right?
E. The one in the metal
So that's the one that
Let me check. So I'm completely right because we are live.
we got those two Erics. It drives me nuts that they can't like do two different names.
So share the screen that I've shared, and we can.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's not there. Let me.
Because I was confused at who, like, why. Okay, so Eric with an E, the one who was fighting Kristen Cole, why would he be helping Ramirez? I thought it was the other one, the one that we kind of mentioned earlier that he may be.
So we have Eric with an E, and he is always in the Knight's Guard stuff. And then we have Eric with an A, who is always looking like he's a slum.
Okay.
And then if I share another screen, I will stop sharing that one. I will share the still of the episode that I'm currently watching. Where is it? We'll just do entire screen. That way we can see it. So I'll share that one. We'll do this, and then you can see again. There he is.
Yeah. Okay. So what? So okay. So if he is working for Otto, why is he taking her out? Like, why would it be him trying to like escort her out to get out of there? That's why I'm a little bit confused on why he's doing that after what we saw during the whole episode.
I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if Eric. I'm not sure if Otto knows about the conversation between Allison and Rhaenys. So he wouldn't have told his man to not let her go, you know?
Yeah.
Because he kind of just escorts her out, doesn't she? And then she goes to the dragon pit.
Okay. Yeah,
I'll know more tomorrow. Again, it's all just still fresh. So
I know I'm gonna do my best to rewatch this episode before tomorrow too, because I just want to make, and I actually want to rewatch episode 8. That's 2 hours though, so I don't, because we're going live on your channel at 7 Eastern, right? Is it 8 Central, or are we doing 9 Central? Okay, I know it's kind of
between 8 and 9 Central, probably.
8 and 9 Central. Okay, so that's 9 or 10 for me. So I mean, I do have a couple hours to be able to maybe watch both of those.
Yeah.
Because I really do want to watch episode 8 again, and I usually watch episode 9 or the episode before I go on your live, so I have these names straight, because that's always the toughest part. But so here Fidel's saying,
okay, so Eric is loyal to Rhaenyra. Okay.
So Eric with an E, right?
So Eric, so it's the other way around then. Eric with an E is loyal, and Arik is the one that works for Otto. Is that right?
The one in the armor is the one who's loyal to
Rhaenyra, which would make more sense as to why he escorted Rhaenys out of the building.
That would make a lot more sense, yeah. So the one who actually fought. So I gotta change my notes then. So Eric with an A is the one who fought Kristen Cole. We think.
Well, I can
because
find
Eric
out
is one brother. Yeah. So So Fidel's saying it. Eric with an A is Otto. So I had it written backwards.
Yeah, it's thank you HBO for putting twins in the show and calling them the same name. Like
what?
Give us something to work with, guys.
Dude, like where's Bob at? Like, you know, can I get a Bob? Like, can we make one name easy? Oh, I mean, at least Littlefinger, his name was Peter. I mean, yeah, maybe didn't spell Peter, like didn't spell it the right way or whatever, but at least that was an easy one to say. Heck, even Joffrey is easy to say.
So yeah, this is why we have people in the chat that can help us with the things that we need. Right. So I will share my screen again one more time.
Yep.
And
that's why we need these guys here every single Sunday and Monday, so they can help us break this down.
Confirm it for everybody. There he is. He's in there. So it's not the dude in the metal armor. It's the dude. It's Arik. He's in the robe.
Yep, that's the one with the E, right?
Yeah, that's the one with an A.
The one on top is the one. Oh yes, the one with an A. He's the one who's going to fight Kristen Cole.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that works. Yeah, and it definitely makes more sense now, because I'm like, why would the one working for Otto like go for Rhaenys? Like that didn't make sense to me. So. So that leads us to the final scene then, pretty much, right?
I'm looking at the episode, and we were walking towards. So she has him in the carriage,
Yeah, and then
And
that's when
she gives him the sword, the knife, the dagger.
Yeah.
He says, "Do you love me?" She calls him a imbecile, and then we cut to the dragon's pit. The first time we've ever seen the dragon pit in its glory.
Yep.
In
And then-
9 seasons of this lore, and then we just see the whole stuff. Like, dude, when those knights came out and they all line with the swords, it's probably going to go down. Thank you. It's probably going to go down one of my top 5 scenes of the entire franchise.
When she's going down.
No, when Aegon comes through the crowd with the swords.
Oh, the
like
sword.
this. Oh,
Yeah.
that was it was majestic. It was brilliant. Like this, that's why I watch this show. You know.
Yeah.
I watch it for dragons, but I also watch it for those kind of moments.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool scene. I mean, for me, the best scene of the episode is the end, but because I had a feeling that something was going to happen, and you kind of heard some rumblings too. I was like, wait, is that supposed to be happening, or is that like something underneath? And I kind of thought it was, because I'm like, there's no way. Like at one point, like they kind of pan out and you see him raising the sword, and I'm kind of like, there's no way they're going to end it like this, and they kind of linger there.
I thought that was it.
Yeah, they kind of linger there. I'm like, something's gonna happen. I mean, they had those loud noises, and then
So before the big thing does happen, just to cut down the scene a little bit for people listening, they crown Aegon. I'm gonna say Aegon the second.
Aegon the second, yeah.
Yeah, because he walks through the crowd. He walks up the steps. He is blessed by the guy, the maester dude that's doing it. And then you've got his whole family there too. Alicent doesn't look that good. And if you notice, if people go back and watch, when he is pronounced king, his wife Helena, and his sister looks away. Through the entire thing, she's looking straight at him, disappointed. And as soon as the crown is put on his head, she looks away because she cannot see it.
No.
I don't know if that's something going to lead forward, because we've had these things where she said something and it's happened.
Yeah, we've said she's kind of almost like a
like a 3-eyed raven kind of thing.
Yeah, like she definitely, everything she says ends up coming true.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be interested to see if they. I want them to do more with her character though, but
I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
And then the crown that is put on his head is Aegon the First, the Conqueror. Aegon the Conqueror's crown, the very first Targaryen dude that married his 2 sisters, Visenya and Rhaenys, and flew to Westeros and claimed it as his. That's the very start of the whole story.
Right. And then whose sword? So was that Viserys' sword at the end, or whose sword was that?
It was Viserys' sword, yeah.
Okay, so the sword passes on, but not the.
No, the crown should have passed on. There's a reason why it doesn't, and it hasn't explained yet, so I can't say why.
Oh, so wait. Okay, so the crowns do pass on from king to king?
They're supposed to.
Oh, so there's a reason, we just don't know the reason.
So yet. If Rhaenyra had become queen, she'd have had Viserys' crown.
Okay.
Because they've done it dirty, they can't use Viserys' crown.
So they're really trying to. So they're still trying to hide this, even though they announced Aegon as the new king.
Yeah, it's a completely different crown. Did you notice it was on a green pillow as well?
Right.
Nice
Yeah.
Detail.
Yeah. I guess as a viewer, I'm just confused because, like, okay, so they just crowned Aegon. Rhaenyra's just flew away on the dragon. Like, what is there to hide at this point? Like she's gonna find out, and in the trailer she finds out. Like, so you see that already. So I'm confused why the whole crown thing would matter. But that would be a spoiler.
Because it's not legitimate. It's not legitimate. I can't say why.
Okay. And do you think we'll find out in the next episode? Or
I don't know. We should find out in the next episode because it's a very pivotal part that happens before the Dance of Dragons. So yeah, it should.
Okay. Now, do you think we have Dance of Dragons in season 2, or are they waiting for this a little bit longer, or do you think it starts in season 2?
It's already started. The Dance of Dragons started the end of this episode.
True. So okay, all right. Because I think
if you're talking more literal sense, that you literally want to see dragons fighting and killing each other in the sky, right, I don't think you're going to get that till mid-season 2.
Mid-season 2, okay.
All possibly.
Right. We'll see.
We might get a teaser of it next week.
Okay. Which would be interesting because right now they don't have any dragons, right?
Who?
No, I'm sorry, they do. They have Aemond. They have oh my
They got
gosh, I
Vhagar.
yes, and then they have Aegons. So they have two. They only have two then, right? Does Helena have a dragon?
Yeah, Dreamfire.
Dreamfire, right? So okay, so we have three, and then
Let me get to the.
I think
So-
it's only the
Well, Aegon's got Aemon's got a dragon. Aegon's got a dragon,
in Helena. And that's it.
and Helena. Yeah,
So they have three, and Rhaenyra has one. Daemon's two.
Caraxes,
Yep.
Melees,
Yep.
Cyrax, Sea Smoke. I don't know what's going to happen with Sea Smoke because Sea Smoke was Laenor's, and Laenor's technically not dead. So I don't know what happens with Laenor's because that's different in the book. It would be nice to know.
And we only saw the dragon that we only saw him one time, right? And when they were fighting the crab feeder.
Yeah, the big one that came across and
Very,
fired
very yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like there's kind of like
3 versus 2.
3 versus 2, and there's like 2 that are like free agents almost.
Yeah, if I'll share the dragon page for you, and we can see that there is actually more dragons.
Well, there's more, but like the ones that we know of right now, yeah.
Yeah, but they're not all coloured in, so they only see the ones that are coloured in. So Arax, Balon, Caraxes, Dreamfire.
Well, Balon's dead.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think
ones we know. So yeah. So it is. It's like 3. It's like.
Yeah, it's 3 versus 2.
Because like Joffrey doesn't have one yet, right? Or does he have? Did he get one?
No comment.
So that's okay. So right now he doesn't then.
Right now he doesn't have a dragon.
So basically it's just Cyrax and
Cyrax, Caraxes, and Melees versus Vhagar and Dreamfire. And Sunfire, technically.
So actually it's 3 versus 3.
Yeah, because Sunfire is Aemon's.
Okay.
Aegon's, not Aemon's. Aemon's got Vhagar.
Right. Which
so
is
hard
strange.
with names.
It is. Oh, it's hard. I'm gonna have to like write all this out too because it's just like like we talk about this on Sunday and Monday, and then I don't really say the names very often during the week, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what are these names again?
Mm-hmm.
Like Laenar. I mean, it took me a long time to even get that one. So, but all right, yeah. So the ending then we see he holds that sword, and yeah. So
I thought that was the ending. I thought they were going to cut to black. Great ending for an episode. I'd have been super happy with that.
Yep. And then Rhaenys comes flying out. Some people obviously died.
Continuity issues, maybe a few continuity issues within the episode. So, does she come through the ceiling?
You think she's coming downward?
Does she come through the ceiling? Does she crash through the ceiling because there's a big, massive smoke? And where does she come from?
I thought she came up. So she didn't come from the bottom of the pit?
She definitely didn't come up because there wasn't a hole.
Yeah, so that was just all rubble from the ceiling.
Yeah, well, it looked like it. It doesn't really show you, and everyone's running away. There's no hole. I'm going through it now, and I'm skipping through, and the dragon's swooping. It's walking around on the floor, and it's swooping its tail.
Fidel thinks that she came from the bottom. See if you can get a screenshot. Because we got to know. Oh,
so you're correct. In the dragon pit, they have that bit where they walk down the stairs, right?
Yeah, she goes down. I thought
I'm not going to play it, so we won't get done for copyright. I'm not going to play the episode, but let's bring it up, and then I can skip through it because it doesn't look like she comes. through the
Because
floor.
when he's up there with the sword, it's like literally like you just see nothing but rubble.
Mm-hmm. So can you see this?
Yep.
Yep. So we're going through, and then it's literally just like bump, and there's rubble, and there's all sorts of stuff. So does she come up?
To me, it looks like she's coming up. The way it blows, like it blows all the rocks on. Like go to the next like little scene. Like can you go to the next screen? It's so it's just and she's like just like right there. I know for me it looks like she's coming up, but
okay. So for me, I thought she came down because there was no hole. Like everyone's running away from her. The dragon's swooping, you know?
Yeah.
So I was a bit confused. And then obviously continuity issues when they're trying to shut the door. I was like, why didn't she just fly out the roof like she's just come through?
And that so maybe
that's
why
I was confused.
Yeah.
So maybe the reason why she went through the door was because she came from underground, which is that's why we do these shows. Because I didn't have that. I didn't have that thought at all.
Yeah, I just assumed it was from the bottom because that's where the pit was, and
she went down the stairs to go to the pit.
They started walking down the stairs. Yeah.
So I didn't even think about that at all. I saw her leaving the area, and I thought, oh, she's going to go and tell Rhaenyra. For no reason whatsoever did I think she was going to have her dragon. I know she mentioned it earlier on in the episode.
Yeah.
But
the only reason why I thought something was going to happen is because of those. You kind of heard those rumblings. Like if you really listen to like what during the whole when they were announcing him as the king, a couple times, I think it was twice, you hear little rumblings, and that's why I kind of thought something was going to happen. But then, like I said, they kind of do fool you with the way they pan him out. I thought that was the end of the episode too, and then
So for everybody watching that doesn't know, that didn't watch it, Rhaenys decides that she's not going to take this line down, and she comes from the dragon pit up with her dragon Meleys and basically has a standoff, doesn't she, with everybody on, the congregation throne area. Although it was a bit weird it wasn't in the throne room. It was like, why was it in the dragon pit? I know that's where they do coronations, but I was like, dude, should have been in the throne room.
Well, and then it's funny too because we see Alicent kind of jump right in front of Aegon, thinking that
she accepted her death. Yeah, she thought they were all going to get burned.
Yep. So why do you think
having book knowledge? I thought like, are the show going to do something different? Are they going to? And I thought this dragon was going to breathe fire. I thought, holy shit, this is going to be crazy. And it didn't. It just screamed. So it was.
So why do you? So why would Rhaenys not just kill them all and end it? Because I feel like if she would have killed them all right there, Rhaenyra comes back and life goes on. There's no fight. So why though? I mean, I got a thought on it.
Go ahead. I'd rather your thought because I can't. I don't know. I generally. I guess it's just so that we have a show that we can have. We have a show to watch because if she did that, she'd then have to explain everything from her point of view. There'd be no one to face their crimes. There'd be nobody to answer to their issue. Yeah, she probably gave pity, says Vidal. She probably pitied her as a mother because she was also a mother. She'd lost her daughter. She probably didn't want to put her through that and lose her kids in front of her and be at the hand of it. And
that's exactly where I was going with it. I think it's because it was more like mother than mother, and knowing that she already lost she thinks two of her kids, and to take out her entire family right there, it's like, yeah. So that I definitely thought it was the mother angle is why that she decided to just go. And but I mean, she kind of know what's going to happen. That's the thing. Like it's just you go. What'd you say?
I didn't like the slow reveal. Like, why wait so long to show it was her? We knew it was her.
Yeah, I know.
She was the only one in the area with a dragon.
Yeah, who else was it going to be?
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't going to be Rhaenyra. It wasn't going to be Rhaenyra. We knew that.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they did the slow reveal, but it was cool. I enjoyed it. She looked badass.
Yeah, and she had time to change too. It looked like.
Yeah.
She had her
she's like Spider-Man. She just rips off her gown and she's got her.
Yeah. Like, where did that come from? I guess she could have had it underneath the whole time, but I don't know. But yeah, that was a pretty. It was a cool scene overall, and yeah. So next week, I
haven't seen the trailer.
You haven't seen the trailer, Well, I watched it, but it was like it's not that long. It's quick, and I think they're doing that on purpose just because they don't want to give out too much. But basically, I mean, we know that Rhaenyra is going to find out. I guess it depends how much action are we going to get going into the end of the season here. I can't believe we're on episode 10 next week. It's crazy, dude.
Dude, it's horrible.
I mean, my gosh,
it's horrible for me and you, but it's not horrible for everybody else watching because it just unlocks the gates for myself. I know for yourself too it will, but it unlocks the gates for me. Like I've got so much breakdown I want to go back and talk about now because now once I know where it finishes, I know where I can stop my brain from going into spoilers for everybody. I know where I've got a body of work that I can work with. That's how I see it. I'm super hyped. I'm annoyed that it's ending and I'm upset that it's ending. But on the same shoulder, I'm also like, hey, more content to be made. And then through that, it just pushed to next year. Because you think that me and Terry getting together for season 1 was good. Wait till season 2. Like all the production value that I want to put into season 2 it's going to be brilliant.
Yeah.
Because, they confirmed 4 seasons. George R. R. Martin confirmed 4 seasons.
4 seasons, okay. Yeah, and it'll be nice because I'm going to try to dig into the book a little bit. I still want to stop. Like I don't want to know what's happening, but I want to be able to get all the back. What you're saying, I know you think I'm not going to be able to stop, but I want to catch up to like kind of where we're at right now and just see the differences because I didn't really ever do that with Game of Thrones. I didn't start watching Game of Thrones until it was live on season 4. So the first 3 seasons we binge watched in like 10 days. And I was so mad. I'm like, I can't believe we have to wait to April for season 4 now. Because this was like in December when we did all this. And I think this is when they used to drop it, I think in April or whatever.
So I watched Game of Thrones from the day it came on TV.
Yeah.
And I watched it with every single week with anticipation. But when the season finished, I would rewatch the season again.
Yeah.
And then when season 2 came, I would rewatch season 1 and 2. And I would do that all the way through.
Yep, I did the exact same thing. Yeah, I've probably seen season 1 and season 2 like, oh my gosh, so many times compared to
I'm on my 12th run of season 1.
12 times. So I've probably been because I just watched it too. I haven't started season 2 yet. Season 1. I probably have seen season 1 like 6 or 7 times all the way through, at least. It has to be. Because like is that like 1 and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 5. That's 6. One more. Yeah, so 7. I just finished 7 probably.
And also, I wanted to shout out to. I noticed as well the director and the writer for this episode were both females, and they were as well for last week. They were 2 Asian, I believe, 2 Asian females that wrote last week's episode, and then there was 2 females that wrote this week's episode. So, girl power for the writing scenes because it was brilliant.
Yep.
Fidel says, "What? Can't wait to see what they show during SDCC next year." Mm-hmm.
Yep. We're gonna have to get a group to stay outside at night because I could not get into it. It was you had to like literally get in line at like 10 p.m. and I'm like, it's nice when you have like a group of like 6 people. Everyone takes kind of like a little shift, but.
I've never been to a con. I've been to a con in Scotland, but that's not a con. That's like a yard sale.
Well, you know what really sucked was that so they put House of the Dragon on the same day as Marvel. So it basically started with I think was it Dungeons and Dragons? No, it wasn't Dungeons and Dragons. There was something at the first panel. Then it was House of the Dragon. Then they had like 3 others, and then Marvel ended the day. So if you wanted Marvel, you literally had to sit in there all day, and that's the part of the problem is that, I don't know why would you not put Marvel first and then let those Marvel guys have their time? Like I love Marvel too, don't get me wrong, but I'm not spending 12 hours outside to go watch an hour panel. House of the Dragon, I would, but knowing that, I don't know. I guess it would be nice to have Marvel go first, and then a third of them would have left, and then that could have left more for people who wanted to see House of the Dragon. But yeah, I mean that's what Saturday is at Comic-Con. Like you got to choose what you want to do. Do you want exclusives and the floor and other panels, or you want to just sit in Hall H all day? So
yeah, no, I will. I'm going to be in America next year at some point, so maybe we can try and plan it around one of the cons and we can try and do something.
Yeah,
they should do a Game of Thrones on a Friday, then MCU on a Saturday. Yeah,
right. That's exactly right.
Or even do Game of Thrones on a Sunday. What did they do? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right?
Yeah.
They should do Game of Thrones on a Sunday when the show's on.
Yeah, they're never going to do that though. They don't do usually the Sunday panels. The big Sunday panel is usually going to be like one of those WB shows. Like I know Supernatural had that slot for a long time. I don't remember what they put for this, but this usually like Thursday is like an up and coming Thursday is not that big there. I mean there's usually one or two panels but again.
Right, but when was Walking Dead? Because that's finished, so that won't be back next year.
Well,
so
that's
Walking Dead slot's going to be free.
Right. I think Walking Dead was that Saturday too? No, that was on Friday. Because so Friday this year was Lord of the Rings was first because we went in there. We didn't even have to wait overnight. We literally just walked in. And then I was going to sit there through the next panel. And then the next after that was the new little Walking Dead show and then The Walking Dead. But again, you're sitting there for like 5 or 6 hours. And I don't know, We did the Lord of the Rings. It was fine. It was long enough. And then we went back to the Funko one on Sunday. So those are the two Hall H ones we done. But
okay.
Yeah, I want to do House of Dragon, but you are spending the whole time like it is. You kind of gotta pick and choose what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So
So what would you rate this episode out of 10? Because we kind of broke it down, didn't we? And we got to the end. Rainey's leaves.
I mean, it wasn't my favorite. It wasn't my favorite episode, but I'm still gonna give it probably like an 8.5 or 9 out of 10. Where most of the other episodes are usually a 10 for me. I would say it was probably my least favorite episode, if there even could be our least favorite episode of the series. But for me, it just the first 40 minutes dragged on a little bit long, and I understand why. But I thought the whole hunting for Aegon was kind of strange to use a whole episode for that. I understand why they did it, but I feel like I don't know. But that's so for me, it was like an 8.5 or 9. I mean, it was probably a 9 because of the final scene.
I'm conflicted because every week I've come on and said that this show gets better and better and better. This week I didn't get that feeling. This week I felt like I was settled in. I was locked in. I was settled in, and now we've got past all of the character changes, actress changes, time jumps. Now we're locked in, and it's moving forward quite good. We had to find Aegon, but we had to understand why he didn't want to be king. We had to have that. We had to have that. I think we've definitely lost a couple of things that I would like to have seen, like the relationship and the friendship between the two brothers, Eric and Eric. There's so much going on between those, and we don't know what's going on with them.
Yeah.
This page felt like they took a page from Alfred Hitchcock with the show. Yeah. Yeah, no, I completely agree, Fidel.
I guess, and part of it too is because we were talking it up so much last week that, episode 9, Game of Thrones, you know what episode 9 means. I think we may have built it up a little too much in our heads to think like this is gonna be the amazing episode. And it wasn't that amazing. It was good, don't get me wrong. And I do
still gave us the cliffhanger that we were waiting for, I think.
But yes, and the cliffhanger at the end is what made the episode for me. Because I mean, honestly, if they would have stopped the episode with him holding the sword, and that would have been it still would have been good. But like I said, 8.5. But the 9, it gets the 9 for me because of the end.
So would you have preferred the episode to end the way it did, or would you have preferred episode 10 to start the way 9 ended? Would you have liked 10 to start with Rhaenys landing in, or coming up however she did? But would you have preferred that to have been saved for episode 10, or?
That's a good question. I mean, I guess I prefer the way they did it because now we can move forward and there's more that can be done in episode 10. I feel like that's the beginning of the episode. You're kind of, then what are you going to do? Because I'm assuming we're going to have a small little week or something time jump instead of because they like I said, 8 and 9 were basically a 2-day span. That was basically what it was. We're probably going to get a week where, things have happened since that. And, Rhaenyra is going to know now. And so, I mean, Yeah, I think the way they did it is good. What about you?
Okay. Yeah, no, I think I agree. Next week, I don't want to see much of like Allison and that next week. I've seen them all this week. I'd rather see a lot more dialogue with Rhaenyra and Daemon and Rhaenys. You know, I'd like to see that. Rhaenys going to Rhaenyra and saying, "This is what they did to me. They locked me up." You know.
Yeah, it's funny too because did you notice the credits in the beginning? Matt Smith's name wasn't even on there.
Yeah, because not in the episode, and I actually didn't because I skipped through them for the first time ever to try and catch up because I was behind.
Yeah, and I noticed that right away, and I'm like, wait a minute, did I miss it, or did I not see Matt Smith? And I was like, man, I as I'm watching the episode, I'm not really thinking that, but you can kind of see halfway through that we weren't going to see them. This was going to be all about what's going on in King's Landing. So, what's up, Dedzo?
How you doing, buddy?
You subscribe. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Deadzone's a cool dude. He's a part of the Funko community. Great dude. He's a music guy as well. It's not just Funko. Fidel says that he likes the way that they ended 9 just to give us a tease on what's to come next. Yep.
Yeah, I agree. Yep. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. So yeah,
I'm gonna give it an 8. I'm gonna give it an 8.
An 8. Yeah, it was probably my least favorite episode, but that's like saying, I don't like pepperoni on my pizza. I'd rather have black olives or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So, or it's like that's like
you should have said black olives or green peppers. Come on, black or green.
I'll go either one. I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't eat on my pizza is fish.
So, give me an expectation for next week. What will make you happy next week? What do you want to see that will make you happy leading into season 2?
Yeah. I feel like we need a big death. We really, I mean, we've had a few, but nothing. I don't think anything big right now. Like, I mean, the series, we knew that it was coming, so that's not like any like big shock. We did get here. My God, the guy who got burned, Strong. What's his first name? Harold? No, not Harold. No, Harwin. Yeah. So we did get Harwin, but like again, not the biggest character. It was just more of a shock value with what happened. So I feel like maybe we need a death. I don't know who, because I like all the characters. It'd be nice to see Corlys come up again at some point in the last episode. I just feel like he gets a name drop once an episode, but we haven't really seen him. So I want to see what's going on with him. I want to know what's going on, I guess.
Yeah, it's conflicting with him for me because they kept his son alive. So I don't know what they're going to do with it.
Yeah, it's weird. But I do like what you said. Like he, is alpha doing whatever he's doing right now with battling or whatever. And he goes, you said like you see his son. I think that'd be pretty cool.
He could go out to the beach because he feels sick and then he sees dreadlocks on the beach and goes, hang on a minute. Laenor's dreadlocks?
That's right.
Just something.
Yeah. No, I think that would be pretty cool too. I kind of want I want 3 cliffhangers. Think back to season 10 episode 10 of season 1. We had the Daenerys cliffhanger. We had just saw what happened to Ned, and so there was a little cliffhanger with the kids. So yeah, I just I kind of wish, yeah. Rest in peace, Ned Stark.
Yeah, rest in peace, Ned.
Yeah. So I'm hoping maybe we get a couple cliffhangers too.
So you want some good cliffhangers and you want some deaths.
At least one death and maybe two really good cliffhangers would be awesome. And I want to see some dragons. I want to see more.
I want to see dragon fire.
Yeah, I want to see more than 1 or 2 dragons just flying around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to see dragon fire. I actually want to see dragons in action doing bad, nasty stuff.
Yeah, I want to come on this live next week, and I just want to I want it to be the best episode of the season. We'll see. We've had some really good episodes. So, and that's the reason why this episode maybe was just a little bit slower, because it's building up for what's going to happen next week.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'd like it to be an hour and a half, an hour and 20 minutes. It'd be nice.
Yeah, and actually, this episode was a little bit shorter too, I thought.
Yeah, 57 minutes. Last week was an hour and 7.
Right. Yeah, last week was a little longer. Yeah.
Last week was like 10 minutes longer.
Yeah. I know, Chad, if you guys watched the episode, what do you guys rank this one out of 10? Ryan says 8. I said 8.5, 9, somewhere in that range. So let us know in the chat.
Did you watch episode 9 of House of the Dragon, my friend? Fidel, what did you score this episode? And Andrew, did you watch it, did you? Fidel gives it an 8. Nice.
8, yeah. And there's definitely nothing better, there's definitely nothing wrong with an 8. And 8 is still a very good score.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike Halloween Ends.
I've not seen it yet, but I'm anxious to watch it because I know Jeremy hates it and I like to tease him with it, so I'll probably watch it.
Man. I don't want to give any spoilers, but
Okay, so Fidel, yeah.
Watch it first. And then we'll talk. It's just yeah, Fidel, I feel the exact same way. Like I gave it I bumped it up a little bit after I saw the ending. I just, again, I think that the little cat and mouse game was a little bit drawn out. But I get it. They interlocked a bunch of the characters we haven't seen too, which is cool, but yeah.
Fidel, are you a book knower? Do you know of the book? Or are you just a TV show? I'm interested. Andrew says 8 as well.
Andrew says 8. Yep.
Yep. So all around the house, everybody's scoring it pretty much the same.
Yeah. Yeah,
which is good.
That was my original score, was 8, 8.5, and yeah, it's about right.
No, haven't read any of the books. Okay. Okay.
All right. Well, what do you got? You got anything else, man? We've been 90 minutes or so?
Yeah, an hour and a half we're coming on to. No, what do I want to see next week?
Yeah, what do you want to see?
Well, Rhaenyra was pregnant last time we seen her, right?
Correct. You think we'll get a time jump, though?
What, 9 months? It's not that long. You think?
No,
she was already quite heavily pregnant, so we don't know how far along she was. She had a showing belly. I
was thinking like 4 to 5 months tops. So you think we're gonna get 4 or 5 months, another 4 or 5 months? I mean, here's the thing: like with Rhaenys on her way over there, like they're just gonna skip another 5 months again. Like, what do they do for 5 months then? that's always my problem with it. Is you do those big time gaps, but like what? So what are you doing for 5 months?
Mm-hmm.
Just planning and just, I don't know.
Well, she's got a dragon, so they can't really say that it took her that long to get there because she can fly, you know. So yeah, I don't know. I would like to see some conclusion with the child that's in her belly, because being a book reader and a knowledge of all things coming, I'd like to know what happens, how they deal with the certain circumstances that are going to arise. And I would like to see dragons fighting. I don't think we will. As I said earlier, I think we'll probably see season 2, because if they've confirmed 4 seasons, they're not going to kill all the dragons off in the second season,
right?
In my opinion. And we all know by the end of this show, nobody's alive, because when we get to House of Dragon, they're all dead. When we get to Game of Thrones, everybody's dead, you know. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I'd like to see some dragons, but I don't think we'll see fighting dragons. I think we'll see Caraxes and Syrax maybe heading towards King's Landing as it ends.
Oh, you think that's how the season 1 is them flying over there?
When they're heading to it, so that it leads to season 2. Everybody come back next year because we're going to see the fighting next year. I don't know how they're going to do it. I'm hoping that they blow me away. I'm hoping I'm wrong. I mean,
with 3 seasons left, I mean, obviously there's got to be more than one battle. Like, there's no way it's just one battle, is it? God, I hope not. Don't tell me. I don't want to know. Because I would be disappointed if it's only one battle. But I have to assume it's going to be several.
It's not one battle. It's continuous over years.
Okay.
But it's deadly. It's deadly.
Sure.
So yeah, we'll see it. We'll see it. I don't know. When they confirm that they've got 4 seasons to me, it kind of makes me excited, and it also hurts me at the same time because I know what's to come. I know how this show ends. I have to wait 4 years to find this out.
Yeah,
which is annoying.
Well, yeah, but it will be also be curious to see if they stick with the ending or not.
Yeah, because they changed some things already.
But, yeah, they have. But and the other thing is, at least we have an ending, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
There's only one book, right? I think we thought about this before. It's just one book.
It's just one book from 3 different people's perspectives that weren't even technically there.
Yeah.
But I like that. Just to end it before we go out, Viserys, who was played by Paddy Constantine, he got a text message from George R.R. Martin this week saying that he played the character better than he wrote the character, and he's almost tempted to go back, rip up all the history of Viserys, and rewrite it in Paddy Constantine's view. Because he played him that well. That's
cool.
Milky, do you think the writers will give justice to the book versus the original Game of Thrones? Yes. Ryan Condal, the director, the showrunner of this show, is being hand-fed information from George R.R. Martin. They are friends. They spend time together. Compared to the original, the show, we had 4 books. We had 4 seasons, and then the book knowledge stopped. Everything season 5 onwards was Dan and David. That was not George R.R. Martin's story. Yeah. So, yeah, to answer your question, yes, I do think that they will give justice to the book.
Yeah, that was
because he's been there. He's been helping writing it.
Season 6, 7, 8 was that was all made up, right?
5, 6, 7, and 8.
5, 6, 7, and 8.
Pretty much. Yeah, the book knowledge stopped at 4.
I thought the books ended with Jon getting stabbed.
Yeah, Jon's not alive in the books yet. He got stabbed at the watch.
Right, that was season 5.
But then they bring him back in season 5 also, which isn't part of the books.
Season 6 they bring him back.
Do they really? I thought it was at the end of season.
No,
5. Or maybe
season 4 is when Ygritte dies at the battle at Winterfell or Castle Black. And then, did he get stabbed after that? Oh crap! Now I'm confusing myself.
Yeah, I'm a bit confused too because I was always assumed it's 5, 6, 7, and 8 were not book knowledge.
So does he get stabbed after they fight the giants and all and the wildlings at Castle Black? Is it the next episode he gets stabbed?
Yeah, I thought so when they come back. Yeah. I assume so. It's been a long time since I watched season 5. So yeah, Martin is hands-on with this series file. He is definitely hands-on. So a bit of knowledge for everybody. If you go on to George R.R. Martin's Not a Blog website, he does post a lot of stuff about the show. He posts updates and stuff. So he's very excited for the show.
Yeah, that's a good website.
Oh, I love it. It's the only source of reliable source of information from the man himself,
I'm just looking this up. I have to know now.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Sal's right. Wait, killed. Yeah. Aegon Targaryen. He was killed off in season 5 finale. Mother's Mercy was stabbed to death, and they were assigned that red traitor.
So you are correct. So everything up to season 5.
Yeah. So
is book stuff.
So 5 is the 5, and then 6. So what is he doing? Because he's got 2 books left, but we have 3 seasons. So I don't know if he's combining. Like season 6 might be this. Which one are we waiting for? Winds of Winter? Is that the one?
Winds of Winter. I generally don't think we'll get it. I'm in that pool. I'm in that boat where I don't think we'll ever get it.
You don't think we're ever going to get it?
Nope.
That's disappointing.
And that's just my opinion, but I genuinely don't think he's going to write this book. He writes in his Not a Blog that he's actually doing it now. Ryan Condal's hard working on season 2, and he's actually writing this new book. But he's been doing this for 6 years?
Yeah.
It's crazy. So I just wanted to share the link for the Not a Blog website in the chat.
But you know what's really crazy is that how did he not use COVID? Is just the right. I mean, I think he said, "Oh, I have writer's block." That was his excuse why he didn't get it done during COVID. Like, dude, that he had almost 2 years. You know, I don't know, man. I don't know.
No, I don't know either. And also, he had Jon Snow come to him and say, "Can I do this show?" So maybe he's having to rewrite some stuff because of what Kit wants to go and do with this new stuff. And
yeah, it's true.
Well, I genuinely think that's what it is. I think that he's going to try and keep it canon to what Kit does in this new show.
At least have a lead up to that.
Because I don't think we're getting the book till after this Kit series is done. Because I can't see George giving us that information and then us having Kit having the new Snow show that supersedes everything that we're about to read.
Yeah,
because this is the end of the story. I can't see it. And George is going to be involved with Kit, so the story's going to be right. I believe so. I don't know. I'm a bit confused by it. I don't think we'll get the book in my lifetime. I think, may pray to the seven gods that we do get it, but I don't know. I just think that the world's a horrible and nasty place, and I just can see the article now. George R. R. Martin dies. Game of Thrones fans.
Don't say that.
I'm just saying, in the 10 years' time, 20 years' time, and I also want to say, rest in peace, Hagrid from Harry Potter.
Oh, yeah, that's terrible. Yeah. He's only 72 years old. Damn, dude. It's like, man, I just don't, man, it's crazy.
I don't know that yet. Go back to that. I don't think we'll get the book.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll have to wait and see, obviously. But yeah, I mean, it does make sense if he's working on the Jon Snow show, and he's also part of House of the Dragon right now. I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he needs to turn off Let's Make a Deal and Price is Right for a couple of hours a week and just write.
And I'm a bit skeptical for next season of House of the Dragon because we haven't got Miguel. Miguel has left. Miguel Sapochnik. He was the dude that directed Battle of the Bastards. He's the dude that did Hard Home. He's all the hard hitting episodes for Game of Thrones was directed by one dude. And
see, those are all like that was that was season 6, those, right? That was all season 6. I mean, I had no problem with season 6. I liked it.
I like the whole show. It's what it is. It can't be changed. I'm over with it. When it first happened, I was annoyed, but I'm over it now. It's what it is.
I mean, I thought season 6 felt like the rest of the series. Like, I liked it all. I mean, season 7 was just a little rushed.
It's when they dropped the episodes. We had 7 episodes in season 7 and then 6 or something in season 8. It was stupid.
It was. I don't know. That was stupid. You're right. But it's funny too. If you look back at like Breaking Bad, and even some of these other shows now, like they're dropping like the last season, part A, part B, and that's almost what that was kind of like for me. Like it was like the first part of the season and then the second part. They just broke into 2 seasons.
Everything up to the White Walker fight and then everything after it.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I still wish that in season 8, I don't know. I wish it would have been like they knew there was a bigger threat, and the Lannisters and Cersei and everything, they would have all came up, and you just have to dig down, you have to just group up sometimes and take out the bigger threat, and then maybe during that, maybe someone gets killed, and then that's kind of, and maybe after the Night King gets killed or whatever, then that kind of like leads into the final thing where, they go back to King's Landing to take care of them. I don't know. That's what what'd you say?
I was just going to suggest we've got another year till season 2, so we could go and start watching Game of Thrones again on the show, and we could do lives talking about each season. But that scares me because I know that in Game of Thrones there is direct spoilers to this House of the Dragon show said to us, and I don't want to put you back through those things because when they were first said to us, they were just flippant comments. But now we know who these characters are. They are direct spoilers.
Oh, really?
But yeah, Joffrey says one of the biggest spoilers
Yeah,
for House of the Dragon.
Yeah, and I've seen that. I've seen that. I try to forget I heard it.
I know,
Yeah.
I know. But if I'm maybe suggesting that we go and break down House of Game of Thrones leading up to this new season as something to do, then I don't know. We might have to skip past that when we review it because it's a spoiler for everybody in the chat too. You know.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But
We might know it, but we're diehard fans. But the dude watching on a Sunday might not.
Yeah, they definitely do that. Like you said, we gotta come up with something so we could do these live still and talk Game of Thrones and everything.
Exactly. We've got 12 months if they're going to run it the same. We've got 12 months, and Game of Thrones has got 8 seasons, so we could do a season a month, and we could do one live every month and review the season at the end of the month. You know?
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, definitely, man. All right. So you got some videos planned, but you're dropping those when? Are you dropping those this week, or is it gonna be after? I know
we just dropped episode 9, right? So yeah, I have a video every single day this week.
Every single day this week. All right.
Yeah, there'll be different times, but there'll be a video every single day this week regarding House of the Dragon. It might be a short video, it might be a long video, it might be a live, but there'll be every single day this week. There'll be content leading up to the final episode. Starting with tomorrow, my live show breakdown.
Yep, that starts tomorrow. Yeah. Anything else then? You got
Tuesday I'm live with the Horseman.
Yep.
Wednesday I usually recover because I have a 4-day weekend. I do a wrestling show on a Saturday. I talk with you on a Sunday. I do my breakdown on a Monday, Horseman on a Tuesday. So then I usually take a recovery day on Wednesday because I'm up, like it's now 5 o'clock in the morning. So I'm always up. I'm up late, and then Thursday I'll probably do something, but yeah, nothing planned. And then Friday I'm away, and then Saturday back for the wrestling show.
All right, very good. And I will be doing. What am I doing this week? I'll be on your live tomorrow. I will be dropping a video on Motor City Comic Con that I went to today. It's gonna be a shorter video, but I did take some footage. So if you're interested in that, and I have some video of Matt Smith and a little video of Karen Gillian, who I got yelled at for taking that footage, but I did get some, so I'll have that up there. And I'm either going to do a character review before the end, or I'll do the trailer breakdown. I don't know. I might do the character one instead, and kind of like explain that family tree. So I'm thinking about doing something like that, like on Thursday. But
stay tuned to all our channels because we're also going to do our top 5 scenes from the last 5 episodes because we did the first 5. Yep. We're also I'll probably get Headless to get involved in a tier list video because I want to do a tier list for characters, and we can have a different tier list for our different characters and how we rank them in the show. That'll be fun. So yeah, there's loads of content coming, but that'll be after the show's finished.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we could even do the tier list live if you wanted to. That might be a fun little live to talk about each character.
Yeah.
Especially after, because if I drop a video on the characters, that would be a good, a
live to go into. Yeah.
Yep, exactly right. So
cool. Well, I want to thank everybody that's been here in the chat tonight.
Yep, me too. Thank you guys so much for showing up and participating in the chat. Fidel, it's awesome to see you here, man. We had Dead Zone in today. We had Andrew in.
Is Fidel subscribed to my channel if he wants to come hang out tomorrow night? Let me find my link.
Yeah, throw that link in the chat for sure.
I will do. I've got so many bloody tabs open. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Anthony was in here today. Christina was in here. So yeah, everyone who comments, man, we would appreciate it. It definitely keeps the conversation going. So.
So just give me 1 second.
Yeah, I think he knows. Yeah, so we'll be live on Ryan's channel on tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah. So I'm just gonna.
That'll give us a chance. Yeah, and that'll give us a chance also to rewatch the episode, get these names straight. Eric E and Eric A and.
So there we go. Because I got my own link. I put the shame bell. And then there's my link. So if everybody wants to connect with me, I'll be live tomorrow, breaking it down.
There you go.
It's a different kind of show on a Monday night. We have actual screenshots and stuff of the episode. Lol, shame Bill.
It's a funny comments.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's it, man. It's this is a long one tonight, and I have a feeling next week might be long too. So
Okay, the final, I'll probably break that down on the Monday. I'll be a 2-hour live, most probably.
yeah. I mean, this was almost 2 hours today. So,
Mm-hmm.
but all right. Well, dude, I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah. Don't forget to smash that like, subscribe, and like always, don't forget, keep those heads on.
See you guys.